Huh. Okay, welcome back again, people. We are redoing this live. The old live has been deleted, so it's no longer on YouTube. I don't know who you people, whoever did it, but after this, no one else is allowed on StreamYards unless I give them the link. And at this point, there will not be an open panel. It will just be me, Mark, and Tracy and Courtney. Godly. I can't. We cannot have a good stream. We're talking about a man who then murdered kids and became a camelist, and we can't have this stuff happening without anyone else in the world getting crazy and wanting to do porn bomb stuff. Courtney, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
But at the last, we are going back to continuing what we were talking about. Freaking fish.
Yes.
Fish. I don't know who in the world allowed him to be on to I don't know how he played this whole we don't I don't understand these people, but let's do this. Let's just say this. Man, yes, I did delete the stream. It's no longer on my channel and it's no longer in my stream yards.
Hey, you guys, thank you for coming back.
What you saw earlier that was I did not think that I was actually wanting to let people up on panel who wanted to talk about the case. Sadly, people who did this now have stopped it to where I'm only giving it to let people the link on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep, it's Mark.
Yeah, it's me.
Like,
How y'all doing?
I'm good, you know. I had to
Hi, Jayla.
I
Hi,
deleted
Turtle. Hi, everybody.
anyway.
I hope everybody comes back, man, because you had a crowd in here, man.
We had a
I had 50 something people in the stream when we brought them all over here. So you should have a good crowd today, Quinn.
I mean we're at 12 people now. Hey everybody, I'm sorry for what happened. I did not want y'all to see that image. I thought it was Mojo. I'm not blaming you. I thought it was you, but it wasn't.
They're getting slick now. They
They're
can trick
getting
you so many ways.
getting
That's
slick.
why you got to learn, Quinn, to put a banner up every time.
See, I need to do a banner. Well, what I need to do is put my
I'll send you one. I'll send you one you can use.
okay, sweet. Because what I'm thinking, what I need to do is like put my whenever I let someone up, automatically make my put do the solo layout. So then
Hi,
I can
Rachela.
hey wait. I wait wait. Did she just say I
Hey,
gained?
Rachella.
She said I gained like 10. I've been gained 10 subs.
Quinn, can you turn up a little bit? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
great. That's perfect.
Okay, so I'm having to hold my microphone to my mouth, so it sounds like I am choking on my microphone. We all know why now.
Yeah, it sounds good. It don't sound bad.
I don't know you know what? I think I know who it was because there was an account that came in talking about what about is where is Minnie Mason at?
Mm, could have been, huh?
It could have been him.
Hmm.
Minnie Mason, you and your managers better stay over there at your channel. Thank you. Next.
Yep. I tell you,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to talking about Albert Fish because that
I
guy is one
am
of the
too.
creepiest people to ever live.
Mm-hmm.
He is creepy.
Guy's a creeper.
He's creepy as fuck, but I found some information. Apparently, his father was 75 when when Albert was born.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It said
Wow.
as a child, Fish was plagued by mental illness as there was a number of his family members. Not only was his brother an assailant, but his uncle had been diagnosed with mania,
Mister.
while his mother routinely experienced visual
What?
hallucinations. So his whole entire family had
Some
mental health
there's
issues.
good.
Hey
That's sad.
Tracy.
Oh.
So his whole family had mental health issues.
Well, I know he had mental health issues because he did that all of his life. He was a big time rapist. He raped and molested and pedophile. He's all that. He's sorry.
He is. And also it's also the fact that it is stated his father was 75 years old at the time of Fish's birth and died when Albert was just 5 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
While his little mother didn't have the resources to care for Albert and his two other siblings alone and left them with a state orphanage.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. When he was like 5 years old.
We're talking about Albert Fish.
And when you
He's
come
also
back, I'm
known as the Great Gray Man, Boogeyman, Brooklyn Vampire, and I also believe he's also the werewolf of Miss Stadia. I don't know why you get a
it's
werewolf.
Wisteria, and that's because it's a location in New York. Mhm.
There's a city in New York called. What okay, I'm gonna
It's
need. Oh, there goes the members of the Mean Girl Squad. We got Rainy, we got J Love, we got Ray Ray.
that's awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody.
Hey Kim,
If if
thanks
you
for coming over, all y'all.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mark, for letting them know to come over here.
Yes, sir.
But as we are saying, get ready for the stream of a lifetime. So his mother left Albert and his two other siblings with a state orphanage, where it's stated that at this orphanage is that he conceived a passion for pain.
Yeah, because he was seeing the other kids get spanked repeatedly.
Mm-hmm. It
And
said
then, oh,
it
go
said
ahead.
well, he was at the St. John's Home for Boys, which is an orphanage located at Albany Avenue and St. Mark's Avenue. Mark, your name pops up in everything I read. I'm a, where Albert Fish spent most of his childhood, it is stated there that the caretakers at the orphanage regularly beat the children and even occasionally encouraged the children to hurt each other. But it is stated that while the other children lived in fear of painful punishment, Fish reveled in the punishments. A direct quote from him states, I was there till I was nearly 9, and that was when I got started wrong. Fish recalls, we were unmercifully whipped. Also boys doing many things that they should have not done. Now we learn the fact that this orphanage helped create a psychopath.
Quinn, eat your mic. Put it up in front of you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can now. Yep.
Like I said, this man, we now know the orphanage helped create a sociopath.
Psychopath.
Jayla, we will
Or,
discuss that part at the end of the stream, please.
yeah.
But he came to enjoy and associate the pain with pleasure, which would seep into a deep sexual gratification. When his mother became mentally stable and financially self-sufficient enough to take him home in 1980s, he removed him from the orphanage, but the damage had already been done. Okay. Oh, 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 God. Fish was not only to continue his own beatings, but began an unhealthy relationship with a telegram boy in 1982. The child introduced him to the se- sexual practices of um and warning. I do not recommend anyone doing this stuff. Um, I don't know how to say this. He practiced the consumption of human waste. Oh, I'm about to be sick. Why do I look? Why is it that we look up stuff and I end up having to say all the nasty stuff? Eventually, his sadio- sadomatic tendencies led him to obsession with self, sexual self. Oh God! Oh, he would regularly embed needles into his groin and abdomen and flog himself with a nail-studded tap. What the fuck?
Yeah, that comes from back in the biblical days. People would go around and whip their backs with nails. It's called flagellants. And anyway, he picked that up, that habit of beating himself in the back with nails, and then all them needles. He would stick them up the head of his penis and up in his groin area. He had like 50 or 60 needles in him when he died, or when
So,
they fried him.
so no one saw this as a sign that he needed help.
I'm telling you, that guy needed major help.
I mean, geez. It's also stated that in 1980, 1890, after a 20-year-old Fish moved to New York City, his crimes against children began. Oh Lord, we got oh 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 God. Okay. Fish became increasingly curious about the pain of others and wasted no time after moving to New York City to learn more about it. He started prostituting himself and molesting young boys, whom he would lure to from their homes to R them and torture them. A nail-studded paddle was his favorite weapon.
Wow.
Remarkably, somehow remarkably, in 1898, Fish married a woman his mother had introduced him to and fathered 6 children with her. While it's stated that he never violently abused his own, Fish continued R-wording and torturing other children throughout their childhood. Do you not know what this means?
Yeah,
He's
he's sick.
he's sick. He didn't hurt his children, which I'm thank God we did not have another Marcus Weston.
Mm-hmm.
But if they had
Right.
friends, he would probably do that to them throughout his children's childhood. And what's absolutely sad is one of the kids is named after Albert, and I feel bad for that child. But yes, please go subscribe to J Love, please. Thank you. In 1910, while working as a house painter in Delaware, Fish met Thomas Keelan. Ke- Fish and Keaton began a cyromantic relationship, though it's unknown to which how much Quin actually consented to it. So we done met. So Fish is married and has I was I was gonna say a side piece, but kind of like a boy toy, kind of. And later depictions of the affair, Fish would hint that Keelan was perhaps intelligently disabled, so it's always difficult to sort fact from fiction in Fish's tales. After after 10 days, this is only 10 days after their initial meeting. Fish somehow manages to lure Keelan to an abandoned farmhouse where he found himself locked inside of this abandoned farmhouse. To where? For 2 weeks, Fish tortured Keelan. The budding serial killer mutilated the other man's body and cut off half. Oh, oh God! Oh God! Mm. I don't want to see it. He cut off half the man's penis.
Why only half?
I don't know.
What the hell?
And then it says, after suddenly, as he arrived, Fish disappeared, leaving Killen with a $10 bill for his troubles.
Wow. That's some
$10.
that's some
You-
consolation right there.
And he said, I shall never forget his screams.
Nice.
I am mouth writing my microphone, people. I'm gonna have nightmares because of this. Alright, great. By 1917, Fish was having difficulty concealing the symptoms of severe mental illness, leading to his wife to leave him for another man.
Mm.
Fish's self-harm grew thereafter, from pressing more and more needles into his groin to stuffing wool covered in lighter fluid into his anus and setting it on fire.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you, man, when they say that guy got into pain,
Yeah.
he got into pain. That's what got him off or whatever. You know what I'm saying, Courtney?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a
Well, it all
weird.
started when he was a kid.
I know.
At that where it was not a boarding school, but
I also would like to address this comment here. I don't believe you're cut out for this kind of thing, Quinn. You're too immature and unequipped to deal with it. Plus, all your information comes from Wikipedia. Thank you. Bria wants to ride JB as Jessica watches. If you don't like it, then why are you here? Plus, I'm pretty sure a lot of us use Wikipedia to do true crime. It's not new. People do research. Thank you and goodbye.
See ya.
Also, we are going to mod a few more people over here.
Thunder. Mod Thunder. He's a good guy. Thunder. Or Ray Ray.
Ray Ray's already got a mod. Got a winch. I modded Kim, Funda, Travels Guy, Turtle, and Raina.
Oh, that's a good mix.
yeah, those are good.
Very good. So, yes, I remember hearing it. It is the graphics, so warning for people who have young kids that are under the age of 18. Do not let them watch this. I should have actually made this not kid friendly, but hey, we're halfway through this anyway.
Hey, Karen. Hey,
Hi,
Napto.
Karen.
Hey Karen. Hey
Hey,
Napto.
Nap.
Turtle Man. Woo! Yeah, I think it's fascinating how it started out when he was at that boarding home or whatever it was, and
Mhm.
how they beat him and tortured him and stuff. You know, back then it was a lot different than it is now.
It is.
Yeah,
You know,
1800s.
Yeah.
this is 1800s, 1900s. This is like the 18, 19, the 17, 18, 19, the 17 and 18 centuries.
Yep.
He began having auditory illusions as well. At one point, he recalled wrapping himself in a carpet on the instructions of John the John the Apso Apostolic, whatever. Which John is it? The Apostle, John the
Apostle.
Apostolic. Wait, Courtney, what you said?
Apostle.
Apostle.
Yes.
Yes. Fish began teaching his own children strange and oddly games before developing an obsession with cannibalism.
I love you, Karen.
Love you too, Karen. As a precursor to consuming human flesh, he began eating raw meat, meals he often invited his children to share. I don't know why the mom did not take custody of these kids. And now we're going to talk about how Fish Albert adopts Grace Budd. It is stated that his obsession with torture and cannibalism brought him to consummate murder. He began to look for vulnerable children, such as intelligently disabled orphans or homeless. He about to anger me at this point. Homeless black children. Youth
That's messed up.
that he assumed wouldn't be missed. He would later claim at his trial and later in writing, that God was speaking to him, commanding him to torture and consume young children.
Damn. That's messed up, man.
So God told you to murder kids?
I mean, that's a real thing. He probably had schizophrenia and was hearing
He
hearing
was hearing
voices.
illusions. He
Yeah.
was hearing illusions.
Yep. Somebody needs to take that account out.
Don't worry. We about to go ahead and farewell.
You go.
Well, actually, what I need to do is do it where I need to update the. I need to do the whole members only.
You see that, Nap? I did that just for you.
What you do?
Oh, my logo. So he has to look at it.
Yay, cool. Thank you. While I'm in here, I'm gonna go ahead and do the age restriction and audience thing. Well, I'll try to put back in my other earbud that just came out my ear.
Hey, Karen, cheap seats, Harvard chickie, Jody girls in the house.
Hey, everybody.
It's good to see you
Wow,
guys.
Quinn. You got a big turnout, Quinn. This is impressive.
I know.
Even for you, this is impressive. Oh my God.
I am happy. I'm glad you all decided to come over here and watch
Me too.
because I gotta go to. I'm gonna save that. I believe I gotta go to settings, go to community. No.
What are you trying to do? It's under customization.
Oh, that's where I need to go. Why am
Yeah.
I in settings?
Now
Okay.
get out of that and go to customization.
Subscribers. There we go. If you are subscribed,
Hey, Cutie Pie. Nice
There
to
we
see
go.
you today.
thank you, people. Sorry for the delay.
That's what happens when you get P-bombed.
Yep, we gotta take precautions, and the trolls keep on coming in, so we gotta handle them. Aw, thank you, Karen. You're the best. So, it actually turned out that Grace Bund Bud wasn't his intended target. It was her older brother that he had sights set on. So basically Grace was like a second Edward Bundy, as the brother's name is stated, and was looking for work on a farm or in the country. That was why he put out the ad that Fish encountered. Fish originally planned on hiring Edward and bringing him out to his country house to torture him. Thus, underneath the false name Frank Howard, yes, he gave himself the name Frank Howard. I'm sorry for anybody whose name is Frank and whose last name is Howard. You do not deserve this irony. Fish called the Bud family in their Montana home. He claimed to have some farm work upstate that needed doing, and that he was interested in looking for some help around the house, and asked if Edward was interested. Edward was inclined to take the job from the most remarkable gray-faced gentleman. Suddenly, all of a sudden, Fisher's and Albert's interest shifted. While Edward was mulling over the offer, Fish noticed his Edward's 10-year-old sister, Grace, who was standing behind her parents. He had a new plan, and he didn't waste any of his freaking time. While Edward was at the farm doing the work, well, the imaginary work that Edward would do, Albert casually mentioned that he was in town to visit his niece or to attend her birthday party, and was wondering would little Grace like to join him. Little Grace wanted to see if little Grace wanted to come to his false niece's birthday party. Oh God. Ear up out. Ear up out. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, we're back. We good. We are good to go. This man is a freaking psychopath. I'm just saying this. Wow, this. So then, it's Albert, the unamusing looking stranger, convinced Delia and Albert. There's two Alberts in the story now. We're calling one Albert F and Albert B, who allowed them to take their daughter with a man that they just met about work to tag along to go to his fake niece's birthday party, and they never saw her again. It is also stated that a couple saw what seemed like a old man and a little girl walking in the fields. It is stated that Grace was dressed in her Sunday best, and Fish took her to his house upstate, which was the same one he intended to use as a torture chamber for her brother. It is stated that Fish hid in a bedroom naked so as to not get blood on his clothing, while Grace was picking wildflowers in the yard.
Aw, poor
He did.
baby.
That girl did not know what was about to happen to her.
No.
He then called her inside to where she screamed at the sight of him, and he grabbed her before she could flee. As his gruesome letter reads, "First I stripped her naked. How did she kick, bite, and stretch? I choked her to death, and then cut her into small pieces so I could take the meat to my rooms, cook it, and eat it.
Gross.
It took 9 days to eat her entire body.
That's so sick.
You know, that letter, there's actually a letter that he wrote.
To
Yeah,
her,
it's in a museum, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, well, it's in a private collector's hand. The guy that owns it is an artist. He does real.
Yeah, I just watched like the part in the documentary where he like handed it over for them to make a copy, and instead of keeping the like giving him the copy, they gave him the original documents, and he's like, "Well,
Yeah,
shit, since you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it."
yeah, he's got it framed up.
Yeah.
My neighbors are fighting over there, y'all. Somebody slammed the door. Sorry.
the
Hold on.
letter, in which clearly had been intended to cause panic within the Budd home, hastily was hassled to Albert's downfall. In the paper, he written to the letter that happened to be on a piece of stationery from the New York Private Chef Cafe Benefit Association. Police were told that a man named Albert Fish was renting a place, and upon learning that Fish bore a strong resemblance to Howard Frank, Grace Bundy's kidnapper, the police set up an interview. They set up an interview with the murderer.
Didn't they trick him?
No,
I
no.
thought they set him up or something.
They tried to set him up, but then it states to their surprise, Fish confessed within an instant,
Oh,
practically tripping over himself to reveal the precise details of what he had done to Grace Budd, as well as dozens of other children.
mm.
But in the end, only 3 children, including Grace, could be concretely proven to be his victims. Oh, but wait, he also has very other heinous crimes. He was also held believed to be responsible for the murder of a 4-year-old boy named Billy Graffney. Billy disappeared while playing with a neighbor in Brooklyn on February 11th, 1927. The child would later state that to the police that the Boogie Man took Billy.
Aw.
This was how he got the nickname the Boogeyman
Okay.
from a 4-year-old. The 3-year-old boy, this boy is 3, described this boogeyman as a slender, elderly man with gray hair and a gray mustache. At first, cops didn't take the child seriously, but when they searched all over the neighborhood with no clues, they finally realized that he had been abducted. He was never seen again.
Mm.
Then, after Fish's arrest, a motorman on a Brooklyn trolley line came forward to identify him as a nervous old man he saw the same day that Billy had disappeared. Apparently, the old man was trying to quiet a little boy sitting next to him on the trolley who was crying for his mother. The man then dragged the little boy off of the trolley. Fish admitted to the kidnapping and murder of Billy in sickening details.
So he was real proud of what he did.
Yes. I took tools. This is the details that he said.
But wait a minute, Quinn. I want to talk a little bit about him being proud about what he did. Do you think that he was proud because he was mentally ill at that time, or that as he got older, that he grew out of that mental illness?
I think for me, I think that the fact that he was already introduced to pain, he liked it.
No, he loved it. That son of a
He
bitch
loved
loved
he
me.
was in love with it.
Anybody that can stick a piece of glass up the head of their penis loves pain.
Yep.
I mean, I hate to be graphic, but he actually stuck needles and glass and everything else up his penis.
Yep.
You
Make
imagine
Jalen.
that? Woo!
Oh,
But anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, Quinn. I just wanted to
no, you're
mention that.
fine.
Hey, Lydia.
Hey, Lydia. But as I'm saying, this is what the details of what he revealed. I took tools, a good heavy cat of nine tails, homemade, short handle, cut one of my belts in half, slit these halves into 6 strips, about 8 inches long. I whipped him bare behind till the blood came from his legs. I cut off his ears, his nose, slit his mouth from ear to ear, gouged out his eyes. He was dead then. I stuck the knife into in his belly and held my mouth to his body and drank his blood.
Oh my God. That's why they called him a vampire, wasn't it?
That's why they called him the Brooklyn Vampire.
Damn.
Although no one was able to find Billy's remains, people were able to locate the body of Fish's of Albert's third confirmed victim related quickly. So we don't have a body. So first of all, Grace has been eaten, killed, and eaten while Albert was naked. Billy was tortured
Damn.
and his blood was drunk out of him like he was like Albert with the vampire.
Well, I mean, he literally was if he was consuming blood like that, drinking raw blood. Can you imagine that? God, that
Yeah.
guy was sick.
In 1924, a young boy named Francis McDonald vanished while playing with his brother and a group of friends on Staten Island. His body was found in the woods shortly afterwards. He had been strangled. This boy was strangled by his own suspenders. Shortly before Albert was put to death, he confessed to being the one who lured Francis into the woods, later assaulting him and strangling him. He admitted that he was ready to dismember the boy, but he thought he heard someone approaching and fled the scene. Albert, the trial Albert began March 11, 1935, and demonstrated quite clearly that the man was insane. As expected, his defense pleaded innocent by reason of insanity. Fish admitted that his auditory illusions in the form of voices had told him to kill children. Despite numerous psychiatrists involved in the trial supporting the insanity plea, however, the jury found Fish sane enough to be found guilty. The trial took 10 days and ended with a verdict that saw Fish executed by electrocution the following year.
Wow. You know,
Wow.
there was.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna say, there was a rumor. There was a rumor that that when they electrified him because of all the pins and nails and everything that he drove up in his crotch, that sparks was flying out of his groin area. He had to go to the chair, the electric chair.
Yeah.
So man, it's pretty messed up, dude.
It said while waiting his fate behind bars in Sing Sing prison in Oakland, New York, Albert was permitted to write a series of notes regarding his crimes. These will help reporters cover the gruesome case more properly detail his crimes with a first-hand account sure to entice readers. While it generally believed he killed anywhere between 3 or 9 victims, Fish himself had another figure in mind. His chilling claim that he had killed a child in every state remains unconfirmed. Meanwhile, the man's detailed recollections from prison have never been released. Before his execution on January 16, 1936, Albert's attorney Jack Dumsley refused to share his client's notes. It only took one glare at them to determine that what Fish had described was too possible for public consumption. What this man wrote was so vile that no one wanted it wasn't available for human eye. It's also stated that the the man freaking Jack said, "I will never show it to anyone," he said. It was the most filthy string of abscines that I have ever read.
Wow.
The man murdered 3 kids. Stated it was between 3 or 9, but he said he killed a child in every state.
I know, man. That's crazy, ain't it?
It is. And then I'm pretty sure it's also stated that his own children, his stepdaughter Mary Nicholas, was also one of the witnesses who testified that he often made her brothers and sisters play games that were psychedelics, well, psychosomatics in nature.
That's sad, man.
It, his final words before he was when he was in the electric chair were, "I don't even know why I'm here." So, guys,
Wow.
this is the case of a man who is crazy by default, a man who who decidedly decide to murder not only one, not two, 3 kids, and maybe even more, all because no one saw the signs that this man was crazy. And we could blame the orphanage for what happened. We could. Mojo, he was put in the chair in on January 16th, 1936. So he was found guilty after 10 days. So that had to be March 11th, well, March the 21st, 2000, well, 1990, 35. Was put in the electric chair on the on January 16th of 1936, and his final quote was, "I don't even know why I'm here." You're welcome, Mojo. This shows what trauma does to you. Well, does it plead his case that he was not in the right mind? No. Well, it doesn't say that he was innocent by means of insanity. He knew what he was doing. The man wanted to go kill Edward first, but once he saw Grace, he switched plans. That is not someone that is insane. That is a sociopath. Okay, Courtney. This man tortured. He lived off of torturing himself, torturing others. He set his own anus on fire by stuffing wool. I don't know what it was, something wool in his butthole, and lit it on fire. You had him putting needles in his own penis and his gorn. You had him create a whip out of the belt as he's whipping Billy until he's bleeding from his legs. You cut off his ears. You cut off his nose. You slit his mouth from ear to ear. David, I don't know what he was trying to light. I don't know. He amped up his pain once his wife left him. Which I don't blame her because her husband was a freaking psychopath. But then you gouged out this boy's eyes. This eyes. Then it's fine, cutie pie. This may have not been Armageddon, but it's kind of the same concept with Marcus Weston. Mark,
Sorry, Quin, I got sick, dude.
you're fine.
No, I started thinking about him chopping up that kid and eating in the blood and all that. Ugh. It's gory.
It's gory, it's wrong, and I am livid. I'm livid to the fact that no one saw the signs that this man was mentally unstable until he murdered maybe more than 9 children, but he said he killed one in every state.
That's crazy, man. Every state, that means he killed about 68 people.
Yeah, I mean there's 50 states in America.
That's crazy, man.
And while technically Puerto Rico is a part of America, they don't consider themselves a part as a state of America. But you went to every visual 50 states and tortured, killed.
And ate.
Cutie pie. It was in, huh?
He ate them too. You got to remember that. That's
He ate them. But cutie
torture.
pie, the trial was in 1935. His execution was on January 6, 1936. But whatever he wrote in those letters, I don't think that we all would have been able to handle it. If his own attorney refused to share them out publicly, saying that this is the most obscenic stuff I have ever read, that means there's a lot more to Albert Fish than we know. And many people may say, well, Quin, he was beaten in an orphanage. He turned out to like pain. He was mentally unstable. His family had a history of mental health issues. That is true. He had mental health issues. A whole lot.
Well, let me ask you this, Quin. Do you think if he did these crimes today that he would get the death penalty?
And see, that's the thing. If he did it today, he probably would have been put in there for life in prison. Why? Because the criminal justice system now doesn't do the death penalty. Some
Yep.
states don't do it, so then instead of giving them, they put them on death row, but they never do it, so they all keep on putting them they keep putting them in jail for life until they die off.
Wow. Well, you know, it's also a possibility that he might got put in one of those mental facilities like Edmund Kemper and
He
some of
could
the
have.
others. Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm gonna say this. Many people could say, well, he's mentally unstable, which is true. There's people, many psychiatrists said he's mentally unstable. He said God told him to kill children. He had voices in his head tell him to kill these children. The thing that is angering me most is about the fact that he went after those who were mentally unstable, mentally challenged, or were homeless black African American kids that no one would miss. At that point, it's no longer he's insane. He had a set agenda of who he wanted to murder. And I'm wondering, did
Hey,
killing
Shock.
Hey Shockwave, it does sound like like Caleb says, this does sound like paranoia schizophrenia. He's hearing auditory he's hearing illusions in his head which are auditory. I don't know if he's seeing these same illusions, but it's vile to the fact that people are trying to give him a benefit of the doubt saying, well, he's mentally unstable, he was beaten in an orphanage. Yes, he was beaten in an orphanage. His mom was mentally unstable. His dad died when the child was dad was 75. Albert was 5 when his father died. Hey,
Right.
Punky. But it's weird for the fact of this man murdered 3 kids, chopped one of them up, and ate her. And he stated that it took 9 days to eat her entirely. He tortured a 4-year-old boy, gouged out this child's eyeballs out, and stabbed him in the belly and drunk his blood like he was a vampire.
Damn. Can you imagine getting your eyes gouged out and then getting stabbed in the guts? Ooh.
And mind you, this child was already dead at that point.
Mm.
You then strangled another boy with his own suspenders. And you were going to dismember him, but then, by a matter of fact, it was like the fact of, well, hey, you know what? Hey, I feel like someone's coming. Let me leave. You then, at this point, even at your death sentence, you said, "Why? I don't know why I'm even here." You're there because you killed children. You're there because, be- besides the fact that everyone painted you as mentally insane, the jury saw that you were sane enough. Oh, I forgot the fact I put on slow mode. I did not mean to put on slow mode. My bad. My bad, people. My bad. Do not get mad at me. I did not mean to put on slow mode. Okay, there you go. Slow mode should be off now. I thought that we were doing this based. I only did that because the trolls were here. Please do not leave. We're still here, Kim. I don't know. We had like 20 people here, but I just want to say this. It doesn't matter if one is meant clinically insane or clinically sane. You made a choice to go after children. You made a choice in drinking a child's blood. You made a choice in eating a child body. You made that choice. There is no way that we are just going to sit here and say that he is clinically sane. He's clinically fine. He has a mental illness. He had several mental illnesses. He was a he loved inflicting pain. And when he kept putting flame pain on himself, he went to do it to other people. And sadly enough, he went for children because if he went for the adult, mind you, he already went for adult. The guy that he had, wait, Kim said, I think the fish haunting me, my lights went out too. Oh, um, okay, okay.
Hmm. You better
Um,
hope not,
let's hope not.
because he may be hungry.
Funky. That is what I am saying. Anyone who takes a life that is freaking crazy, especially a child, deserves full on, full on punishment. And J-Lub does say that paranoid schizophrenia can be treated at Shockwave if on proper meds.
Yeah, but back then in them times, Quinn, they would give you a lobotomy. They didn't have the medicine and stuff like we got now. They'll
You
just
know what?
turn you into a lobotomized human.
You know what? They did say they took. Didn't they use the cut into the brain to take out the part that?
No, what they would do is they would go in through your eyeball and with a little nail thing, and he hit it 3 times on the top of it, and it'll go through and pierce part of your brain that causes the schizophrenia.
Oh,
Yep,
you know
that's what
what?
they did back then.
You
Yeah,
know, I'm glad. You know what? I'm kind of weirded out that they do that, but I'm glad we don't do that no more.
exactly.
But it's sad to the fact that these children had no one to protect them. Grace thought that she was going to his niece's birthday party.
You're right, Harvard Cheeky. That's what the problem is with the medicine. Yep.
Yeah, but the problem is with schizophrenics is that they take the meds, they start working, and then they think they're fine, and they stop taking them, and then they don't want to keep taking because they
Gang.
gain gain weight.
Yep.
Jaleb, I'm not saying that schizophrenics. Well, some schizophrenics need help. Yes,
She's right. These days they don't punish schizophrenics.
they
But
don't.
you
They
gotta
help
remember
it.
this. This was like a long time ago.
Punky, no, we're not getting a lobotomy for Punky. We are not going back to the old days for lobotomies. No. Yes, the guy I'm talking about deserves all the punishment in the world. I'm hoping, I'm glad he's still not here because I'm pretty sure he would have continued his own, then more killing sprees. I'm
Yep.
glad that the man got cocky enough to send a letter to the grieving parents. Okay, fine. If it's children killers, Punky, Labami's all for them. All for them. But if you decide the fact that it's okay to murder someone because you heard a voice tell you you need to murder them all, I'm going to need you to go to somewhere and I'm going to need you to tell them that you have lost your rapid mind because you lost it. You lost it when you said the fact of God told me to kill these kids. God didn't tell you nothing. Your twisted fantasies allowed you to make a voice in your head to reason with the fact that you were killing and torturing these kids. I don't believe this whole idea of God told me to kill children. You made a conscious effort. It's not like you saw a child, randomly walked up to it, killed it, and said, "Oh, the voice in my head said it." You led them away from people who pretty much everyone knew these things were not right. You saw Billy crying, calling for his mother with this strange man who looks like he is freaking the boogeyman. And no one did anything?
That's the sad part. They didn't know.
They didn't know. And Punky said, "Yay, all child parents can choose. Cocaine or lobotomy." Oh, Punky! Or public cast. Punky, you gotta make me puke again. Oh,
Oh,
God.
Lord.
I done read where Keelan. You know what? I always want. I want to know what happens to that Keelan goat. Because I'm now wondering, how is it that half your dick gets cut off? Is it weird that I'm the only one that's actually interested in this?
Hey, Heather. No, I'm interested in it.
I need to know who in the world allowed somebody to cut off half of their own. Okay, we're gonna look up. We're looking up this Thomas Keeling dude because Thomas got. I wanted to know what this dude looks like. You know what? They only show a picture of him. They don't show a picture of Thomas.
Wow.
All I see is pictures of Albert.
That's the way it is. They don't care about the victims. You know what I'm saying? All they care about is newspapers, selling newspapers, ads, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, technically, Thomas was 19. Wait, did I ever say that Thomas was 19? They never stated his age. Thomas was 19.
It's a little piece of tea for you. I didn't even know that.
Apparently, Fish had met the boy in Williston, Delaware, and he was attempted to kill him, cut his body up, and bring the remains home with him. He decided not to because of the hot temperatures. He feared it would draw too much attention. Instead, Fish cleaned bandages Keelan's half amputated penis, left $10, and went back home.
Wow.
When the article was released on the kidnapping in a newspaper, they had gotten Keenan's name wrong. The paper referenced him as Thomas Benyon, whom they were not a record of. Fish also specifically mentioned a Thomas Keelan from Wilmington, Delaware, when recounting his crimes.
Hold on 1 second.
At this point, he's not only crazy, he's demented. No, this dude wanted a willing victim and in fact turned one away when he found out it wasn't a fetish game. I honestly don't know, Kim. I actually, wait, now you got me. Why you got me looking up this stuff now? Puppet fish. You see, y'all got me looking up if this man then ate this other man's poop. I hope. I don't want to know what he did with the. I do not want to know what he did if he ate it. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. It's stated in 1919 Fish stabbed an intelligently disabled boy in Washington, D.C. What the world? What the fuck?
Hey, Heather. Hey, Harvard Chickie. Jody Girl. Jerry Vollmer's in the house. Mojo Jojo.
I am mentally disturbed now.
What happened?
He stabbed a he stabbed a child. He's it said at night I was looking to see Kim asked me, did he eat the other half of the penis? I went to look and found out he stabbed an intelligently disabled boy in Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
That's crazy, man.
He stabbed him in 1919.
Well, just think about how many kids that he molested on top of that. I bet he molested a kid everywhere he went.
He said it's also stated that he would later claim to have occasionally paid boys to contour other children for him.
Damn.
Fish tortured, mutilated, and murdered young children with his intimates of hell, a meat cleaver, a butcher knife, and a small handsaw. The fuck? So, do we ever know? Oh, okay. He originally intended to kill Keelan, cut up his body, and take it home, but feared the hot weather would draw attention to him. Instead, Fish poured peroxide over the wound, wrapped it in a Vaseline covered handkerchief. What the fuck?
Dude was sick, man. Told you.
You poured you poured peroxide over a dick, half half of a man's penis off. You cut half of his penis off.
That's just
You
wrong,
poured
dude.
you poured peroxide on it and cover it with a Vaseline covered handkerchief. Leave him $10 and leave this 19-year-old in a freaking abandoned farmhouse.
You know what's messed up, Quinn? $10 was a lot of money back then.
It was.
I'm talking about you get a piece of candy for a penny.
And how I wonder why Keelan never testified again about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's also
Disgusting.
also it stated that he kissed Keaton goodbye and left. Took the first train I could get back home. Never heard what become of him. Never tried to find out. You kissed him after you tortured him for 10 days. No, Kim. He poured peroxide over the wound from when he cut it off.
Oh, wow.
This is vile. And it's also stated after his arrest, x-rays revealed that Fish had at least 29 needles lodged in his pelvic region.
We're talking about big old sewing needles, folks. We're talking about needles about that long that has to stick through his skin up into his groin area.
There's a picture of these needles and it's vile.
Show him the picture. Show him the picture, Quinn.
No, this is way too sick.
I've seen that picture. It's like an X-ray, ain't it?
Okay. Yes, it's an X-ray. If y'all want to look at the image of what this image looks like, look up Albert Fish and it will pop up. Yes, Heather. He did it unfortunately.
The difference, though, is Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't schizophrenic, and he didn't get kids like that guy did.
I don't
That
think
guy targeted kids. Albert Fish is the sorriest one of all time.
Albert I don't the strange thing is I don't even wonder if Jeffrey Dahmer was clinically insane.
I don't know, man.
No, he was found out to be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Give us get it, personal, well, schizophrenic personality disorder, and a psychosis disorder. This is messed up.
Albert
And
was the worst fish in the sea.
Albert, after this case, we all need some music.
And I'm going to provide it for you.
Hopefully, Mark can go live on his channel because I'm gonna need a whole. You know what? I don't even think we're gonna do a live stream tomorrow. I mean, we could, because
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
do one tomorrow, Quinn. Let's do one if it ain't nothing but for practice.
we do one tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk. I mean, tomorrow we're talking about like the four different. We're talking about Dennis Nelson, the Ripshire, the Ripshire Ripper.
The Yorkshire Ripper, yeah.
Talking about the killer clown, which
Oh, God.
now that one I'm angry about because now it gives clowns a bad name. And I remember I'm trying to remember what the fourth one's name was. Fourth one's name. I sent it to us in the group chat. The toy bot murderer.
Oh God, that's David Ray Parker, and
Yep.
and he's horrible.
No,
He's dead.
he's dead. That Parker, the toy bot's murderer, is goes over the lines that Albert went through. And I don't really want to cover the toy bot's murderer because I feel like the graphics that I'm going to read for that is going to be so graphic that we are going to lose it. No, Harvey, check, you're fine. You are definitely fine. He is still alive. Peter Rushop is still alive. I think there was a movie out on that, but it it slowly sinks me to the fact of we allow these men to all of them in one way or another torture children, whether it was the fact that one of them was a little bit clinically insane. He was All of them were insane by some means. Some of them were. Harvey, you're fine. You are fine. Kim says, "Where's the karaoke? I want to sing the song Hot Potato." If Mark probably goes live on his channel, we will do a cool-off version over there because I need therapy. We all need therapy. We have seen the horrors of this crime scene, and I feel like we are all going to slowly lose our insanity. We're losing it. We have lost it in this case. We listened to this man describe how he murdered kids, how he took them, how he made them literally insane. Families were ripped away from their children at a young age 9, 8. I don't even know how old Francis was, but Francis was 9. He had 10, 9, and a 3-year-old.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Mark, are you gonna go live on your channel for the music?
Yeah, I can, but I'm gonna wait and do it after your stream's over.
Okay, because I, oh gosh, I knew this case was bad because I remember reading it, listening to it. I never thought that I would actually be covering it.
You know what I think's odd about it, Quinn?
Which
How many
one?
people do you know who enjoy pain?
Apparently, we met one, which was Fisher,
Yeah,
and I think BTK. He liked what was BTK into?
BTK would bind people up in these binds, and he was a strangler. He would strangle them to death, and he's a real weirdo. He put all these masks on and all this stuff, and take pictures with dead bodies and all that, dude.
Oh,
BTK is one to do by himself, you
mhm.
know, because but that be his name is Dennis Rader, and
Dennis Spader.
yeah, Rader. And
Okay. Yeah.
he,
I
he's
feel like he dressed. I thought he was like also into bondage and what
he
else?
was.
I'm
Yeah, that's
trying.
what
I'm trying to
tie him
remember.
up, whip him, torture him,
I know. I'm
choke him.
trying to remember the name of it. What's the name of like bondage?
S and M,
S is yeah. S is M.
sadomasochism. It's he's man, Dennis Rader. He should be one by his whole self. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bind him up in four unless you got like 4 or 5 hours to stream.
True.
Which you can do that, Quinn. That's no big deal for you. So,
It it actually isn't.
mm-mm.
But this is, and I just found one where it said there's a killer named Smiley Face Killer.
Oh yeah, his name is Keith. Um, damn, what's
Keith,
his last?
there's two of them.
Oh yeah, one of them's I hadn't been caught, and the other one's Keith something, big old tall guy.
Keith, technically, Robert Lee Yant was also
Yep.
known. He's known as the was known as the Smiley Face Killer, and then Jeff. Technically, both of them been caught.
Yeah.
He was also
They,
known. He was known as the Happy Face Killer
yep.
because he
Oh,
drew
it's
Smiley
Keith Jesperson. Keith Jesperson. That's his name.
Yes.
Happy face, smiley face killer.
Yeah.
What he would do is he would take his finger and dip it in blood, and he would draw a smiley face on the wall. That was his
Wait.
signature.
Wait.
Oh yeah, she's talking about Dennis Rader. He was a kind of like a parts he worked for a neighborhood where they go around and measure your grass. He was real weird. He'd measure their grass. If they had junk cars or something in their yard, he'd ride them up. I mean, he was weird.
Yes. That's the thing, and we're covering him tomorrow because I actually want to compare this to to Marcus Weston. How I said that he said that he had there was one part of him that was sane, but another part of him he called Monster X.
Oh wow.
So we're definitely going to be talking about him tomorrow,
Yep.
and we're probably going to do that at Mark's.
No, it don't matter. We'll do it over here. Let's do it over here if you want to.
Okay, I still got to think about where I'm going to do it at, and I'll let you know.
That'll work.
But this is messed up.
It is messed up.
But everyone, I'm about to go ahead and end this stream so we can woosaw away from Albert Fish. Even though now I feel like I have the heebie-jeebies around me, and if I promise you my AC turns off by itself, I am running out of this goddamn house. Kim says, I will sleep with my lights on tonight. I've already had nightmares of Potato chasing me, asking me to donate to her chair and Sunny Show. Damn, that is not nice. Oh God. Oh my God, Kim. Thank you for making me laugh at this point. Look, Kim, you and me both will be sleeping with our lights on tonight. I had a nightmare of BTK waving at me.
What?
Yes. I'm gonna tell you about that dream after I end this live stream.
Okay. That's
And
crazy.
Courtney, you still got the link if you want to come up. But guys, we about to go because we need to chillax and listen to some music. I'll see you at Mark's. Talk to y'all later.
Appreciate y'all. Bye, side chat. Have fun today. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow or this evening.
And
Depending.
we love y'all. We love y'all. God bless you.
Yep. We love all y'all and bless y'all. Bless God, bless all of you, and stay away from people whose last name are Fish and whose first name may be Albert Fish. Okay, just stay away from fish altogether. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.